Hey, welcome back to the channel. So slightly different video today. I'm not in front of the camera on the bike, as you can see. I'm recording this afterwards, and I just thought I would take you through a little bit of the Tour of Watopia Stage 2 that I did yesterday. I actually did 3 of these back to back, and my intention had just been to ride Zone 2 for all 3 and just collect the XP, but I found myself in the pen for the start of the second and decided that actually I wanted to have a bit of fun and see what it would take to hold on to the front. It was a flat race, so I figured it wouldn't be too brutal for the sort of ride I was looking to do. So I went, jumped in the pen. I was towards the back of the pen, so I had to go a bit to catch up to the front. But once I was there, things were okay. I'm going to jump into the data on Strava, and I'll talk you through that before we come back here with 12k to go. Okay, so here we are in Strava, just highlighting here the first spin round Watopia. 53 minutes, didn't quite complete it. I joined late and left early so I could get in the pen for the second one, which is the one we'll be looking at. So this was just a zone 2 spin. And then jumping out here to the start of the second tour round. This is me jumping out of the pen, catching up to the front. It didn't take too much, 5.3 watts per kilo for a minute and 25, so we're into VO2 max here for a minute and 25, and then I was up at the front and was able to settle in with the group there. If I jump here, I think highlight through the first 50 minutes or so, which is where the video starts. 56 minutes, 233 watts, 245 watt normalized power for a 255 heart rate, which is a couple of beats into tempo. So the spiky bits where there are ramps on the course had pulled me into a tempo heart rate, but it wasn't too bad. And then this is looking at the last 45 minutes that I did of a third trip around. This was a little bit easier. We'd had the sprint finish for the second one, so 206 watts, a little bit lower in zone 2, just to finish off that endurance. But yeah, we'll jump back to the race footage and I'll talk you through that. So 54 minutes in, 11.2 Ks to go. We're just coming through the S's. As you can see, it's been relatively easy with just a few digs on some of the ramps around what is otherwise a flat course, but a lot of time in zone 1 and 2, a little bit in 3. We're in 3 here, going up a tiny incline, but generally just sticking in the pack and waiting it out for what's bound to be a sprint finish. So you can see here actually that the third of my Tours of Watopia tried to start, and in clicking no thanks, I almost get dropped by the group. I'm busy trying to get the mouse pointer, which I can't see for the life of me. When I look up, I start to realise I'm dropping off the back, so put a little bit of power down, really nothing, and soon back in. But yeah, that was that was not quite what I planned. Fortunately, managed to get on before too much of a gap had formed. I'm back in the pack for that bit. So here we're coming into the last little ramp before what is a straight run, flat run to the finish. You see here having to put down 3, getting on 400 watts for a short while. Just stay in the pack. It's nearly 8k to go. Realistically, it gets strung out, but we're not going to drop anyone here. So I don't bother to stay right on the front. I allow the group to stretch, just to give myself a slightly easier a time. You come over here and you go downhill, and it will all group up again. So it hit 400 watts there. It's all fairly manageable. I haven't even got to a threshold heart rate yet. So yeah, it all stretches out, but then Constantina's back up here through the flats. So we'll head on down to the finish. Okay, so we've got 2k to go. We're coming into the desert and down towards the desert sprint. This is the first point I realised this isn't going to be as simple a bunch sprint as I thought. I thought this would basically all hang together, but a couple of guys go off the front here, and I'm surprised how early people start to stretch this out. I haven't really seen this in races recently, so maybe it's just a Tour of Watopia thing, and more people thinking they don't have a sprint, but it really starts to stretch out, and I tried to ignore it. I sit in threshold for a bit, but I realise that more and more people are stretching out in front of me, and we're within the last mile now, so that ramps up, and now we're into we're getting through VO2 max and into anaerobic, and you can see here that's really stretched. And I start to worry, actually. I start to worry about what tactics to use. Do I go and chase after them aggressively? Do I trust that they will come back and this will close up? In the end, I decide I will wait and think they'll close up, and suddenly they do. All of them pull the plug at the same time. And you can see how it settles right back down into a blob. It has really stretched out the group, so I guess if they were just trying to get rid of a few people, it worked. But now we're back to sort of more sensible power, and this front group now, this front blob is gonna race. There's a double power up here. I know this is 30-second sprints, and it's a 30-second power up, so I hit it right on the line. What I didn't realise is it's already a bit late. If you watch here, a lot of the people that finish at the front have actually already gone, and I'm really now just racing for the minor places. The guy who actually wins is going past me now. He did come from either further back, but he had a very powerful sprint, and I picked off the Danish chap here and crossed the line 4th. Now, one of those was not a Zwift Power rider. So as you see here, just put the Zwift Power chart up. I finished 3rd as far as Zwift Power is concerned. I don't know. It wasn't a great sprint. We can look at the data in a second as well. I don't know why. I guess why is because I'd done 103k by this point. So I didn't have a great sprint left. My legs were deadened. Looking back, it was a sort of 600 watt sprint. In fact, I think the avatar had the insulting position of sitting down whilst I was sprinting. At the end there, I was all out, and he didn't even think I was going fast enough to bother standing. So, but yeah, 3rd place. Not too bad, worth making a little video here, I think. And yeah, hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next one.